Okay. Oh, all right. You know what? On a brighter note, do you think T1 will win? Do you think T1 will win?
Okay, dude, I would love to go over the over the how fucking uh what did I say? How cinema this match is like this. Wait, can I share my screen with you? All right, bro. So the finals. So Worlds 2025. T1,
Mm-hmm.
right? As you know, T1 made the finals again one more time. This is their fourth
Yep.
fourth
In a row.
back to back world finals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they made two world finals in 2022. They lost to DRX, right? Which was also like I think you were there with me, or like actually we didn't end up watching, but you kind of know the story of Deft, right? Back in the
Yeah.
day, the Deft.
Weren't they like a no name,
They were no,
or
they
was
were
it
not.
another year?
They were not a no name. They were like a actually the team was like not the team was like a freaking they were nobody was expecting them to like come that far and like even end up winning the thing. They were not even meant to like be there in the first place. I feel like they barely made it. DRX at that point, but Deft was like
Yeah.
a huge Deft was a like a one of the OG OG like a basically same level as Faker, but he just hadn't and he just was super unlucky and like wasn't able to like actually win as many championships or trophies that Faker ended up winning, right? So like and also Deft was like a basically he debuted with Faker like when Faker debuted and they were like they were also like high school they were both same they both went to the same high school
More
and dropped out
cinematic fucking
yeah
level
and dropped
plot.
out from high school around the same time to join league and like
Go full time as
go
a
full
pro.
time as pro, and both of them are like a legendary fucking pro players, bro. Faker is like just more like he has accomplished more, but Deft has also
Like
like done
Messi versus
yeah
Ronaldo.
basically Messi versus Ronaldo. So that's what happened. So like everybody was expecting T1 to win that one because T1 had also like uh, finally made it to finals after like a after 5 years
Almost
of
a decade, right?
yeah
Yeah. Sorry,
yeah
not a decade, but it's like because their run was what 2013,
yeah. So they
14,
won
16.
T1 won at 13. Then they
Yeah.
didn't make a Worlds on 14 because of some reason, but
Ah,
they made it to Worlds on 15, and then they end up winning that, right? And
yeah.
then they made it back to Worlds again on 16, and then they win end up winning it again. So
Hmm.
far they have won three already, right?
Yeah, but
Most
not back
teams,
to back. Only 15, 16, and
yeah,
then
only
yeah.
15, 16. Most teams so far in the only one other team has won two worlds so far, and so like it's like legendary like until then like no other team has like even won like won worlds. Most of the
Three
teams
separate.
haven't even won worlds, so like them winning three times is already so monumental. It's like a dynasty that they have
Like
made.
a historical thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
so then they make it all the way to finals again on 17, and then they like barely lose to like a Samsung Galaxy. uh that's where that's
Another
where
Korean
Ruler
team.
wins it. Yeah, another Korean team. The
Yeah.
Samsung Galaxy is also very like monumental and epic. Uh, they later become Genji, and Genji is where
Oh,
Chovy is
what the
at.
fuck? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Genji is where Chovy is at, the current best mid laner. And okay, so there's another storyline of Genji that happens this year. Okay,
Okay.
but like before I get there, let me finish. So like after 17, up 18, 19,
They don't
T1
make
doesn't
finals.
make T1 doesn't even make worlds. They don't even make worlds. Like
Damn.
yeah, and
Damn.
20 they make. Do they even make 20?
Worlds
I
is to
think
qualify. You're saying they don't even qualify?
yeah they don't even qualify for worlds. They like they're playing
What?
like they're fallen off. They're playing so badly. Even in their domestic league, they're like not performing. They're like at the bottom of the team, bro.
Was
Bottom
Faker
like they.
still playing during this time?
Yeah, Faker was still playing, but I think this loss in the World Finals had really affected him like big time. Like I think
Mm.
it really affected him. Maybe he was already playing bad, but I did see like back then I used to be kind of like hating against Faker because they were just so dominant. I was like, oh my god, like come on, like come on, like T1 is like I'm like usually supporting
They fallen
underdog.
off.
I like support underdogs usually. So like whenever I see like
Yeah.
some team like just being so dominant and stuff, I'm like, yeah, dude, come on, you. I'm just wishing against them usually. So I was wishing against them, So like
Another
when I saw
question.
at 17, yeah, go on.
Yeah. I was just gonna quickly say, like, when they were winning in like 13, 15, 16, were you watching those matches? Like, were you actively
Oh,
watching them, or is this after the fact?
13, no, not really. I got into League around 15, probably, like 2015,
Okay.
right?
Damn, it's been a decade, huh?
It has been a decade, bro. That's I blame this all to Poshan, bro. He introduced me to this shit. I don't think he even
He left
plays
you after he
anymore.
introduced.
Yeah.
Yeah. But go ahead, go ahead. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
18, 19, 19, yeah.
18, 19, they doesn't make it. 20, he makes it, but I think they lose to G2. G2 in the semifinals or quarterfinals. The European team,
Mhm.
bro, that was like such a massive upset. Like it was crazy. So like even until then they're doing pretty badly, I think. Then 21, I don't actually exactly remember what happens to 21. I don't know if they make it. 21 is kind of vague. I don't know what happened to
If
21.
you
I
don't
just know,
remember, nothing notable probably happened.
yeah, I just know they didn't win here. Or maybe the
Yeah.
G2 loss was at 21 and not 20. Maybe like I'm getting these two
Uh,
confused, but like one of yeah, the thing is like they were not doing good, right? So 22 is when the monumental run happens. So like T1 is like
with Deft.
T was is winning strong. They make it all the way to the grand final after 17, bro. It's been like one, two,
So
three, four,
long,
five.
yeah.
It's been like 5 years since T1 has like actually Faker, Faker who's still playing has made it all the way to finals again, right? And
Yeah.
their opponent is DRX, who's like
Oh,
a
yeah.
yeah the one with Deft in it, right?
Hmm.
And the team that like dude, their run is like also so insane because they come in as like the fourth seed, right? They have to
Hmm.
go through like a whole play-ins. Like play-in stage is like it's like a stage to even get the ticket to go to the main like group stage of the worlds. It's like the early like a elimination round
It's
where
like a
yeah.
ticket for the chance to even qualify.
Yeah, so they are like play-ins is like they are at Worlds, but like it's not where
Yeah.
like the top heavy hitters of the Worlds are playing. It's like so it's like
The,
fourth seed of play-ins is where fourth seed of uh LPL, right? Or fourth seed of China, fourth
hmm.
seed of Korea,
So
third
the youngest, or what do they call it, like the third born or the fourth born? Like they're not like
the basically the
nothing's
weak
really
yeah,
expected.
basically the weaker teams of so like
Yeah, yeah.
third seed of NA, third seed of EU, and then there's like minor regions called like the
Yeah, like not the strongest even on their own teams
yeah,
or their
yeah,
own like fucking
yeah,
orgs basically.
yeah. So like the weakest of these main five regions, and then the strongest of the minor regions. So there's like
Yeah, I'm sure they're
Brazil,
still cracked, but not
yeah,
as much as like the really,
yeah,
really like
exactly, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, so they had to go through this whole play-ins, and they barely. I don't know actually if they like dominated and got out or barely got out, but they got out, right? And then and then after they got out, they had to go against top tier LPL teams, and there was this one game. I forgot what team it was against. Actually, maybe it was BLG or JDZ, or it was against
Mhm.
some Chinese team that they were fighting against. That they had went 2-0, bro. 2-0. DRX was 0. The other LPL team
Was
was
it not
two
with the
zero.
Chinese team? I feel like it might have been.
No, it was a Chinese team. I just forgot their name.
Okay.
It was a pretty strong team too that they should have won. Maybe it was Tess or
Mm.
maybe not. Whoever it was, they had won 2-0. And then the insane thing was like the second game, uh, Depth or DRX was like one Nexus hit from winning the game. They just had to hit the Nexus one time.
Just once.
Yeah,
That's
just once
crazy.
to hit it. And what happens is, so Deft is the one hitting the Nexus, right? Because he had like kind of backdoored. You won't understand all this, but like the there was a team fight happening in like the middle of the rift, right? But Deft had
Yeah.
just kind of
I
ignored
mean,
it
I can
and
kind of guess what backdoor means. Yeah.
yeah, ignored that main team fight happening and went straight to their base, and then kind
Yeah,
of yeah,
to the Nexus.
yeah. So before he can hit the Nexus, there's this thing called inhibitor, right? So you have to
Yeah,
break
isn't there
the
like two, three of them?
yeah, there's three of them, but even if like you break even if you can break one inhibitor, it
One
now
side.
opens
Yeah.
up the nexus that you can attack.
Yeah.
So like he
Mm-hmm.
breaks in, or no, the inhibitor was already broken, so he kind of backdoored, and then like
Mm-hmm.
is hitting straight into the nexus, right? So
Yeah.
now he's hitting. They are still fighting, and they're trying to get to him, the enemy team, right? But
Mm-hmm.
so they're getting to him. He's hitting the nexus. The nexus is like one uh, hit away from like breaking and like them winning the game, right? And right at that moment, the inhibitor decides to fucking respawn. Cause like there's a mechanic where like after like five
Go
minutes,
out.
yeah,
Oh
after three
my
or 5 minutes
God.
of like first breaking the inhibitor, it fucking
Yeah.
respawns. So it respawns, and then like right in the last hit, it respawns and he is not able to hit, and so he has to go back to destroy it. But by that time, the enemy team is already here from like their bay, like from the spawn
Oh.
point and from the back, and then they just kill him. And then they had
Yeah.
already kind of win this fight since Deft wasn't there with his team, right? He was here to like kind of end the game. So since Deft wasn't here, they had already win this. The enemy had already won this fight, and now they killed Deft, and then they just go straight and killed their fucking base. So now they're 2-0, right? So like imagine like being 2-0, right? Like where you could have tied up the game like just by one hit, and like
Yep.
and now you have to win
I wonder if
three.
he like remembers this or like it keeps him up at night because I feel like that would keep me
I
up
think
at night.
that it does, bro. It's such an insane moments, bro. Everybody, every like cause like there's streamers that are reacting, there's casters that are reacting, bro. Everybody went crazy when that happened, cause like it was such a pivotal moment, bro. Like
Yeah.
cause
It's like a
imagine like
coin toss at that
you're
point,
in like
bro.
the yeah you're in like your elimination game, and like
Yeah.
now you're 2-0 when you could have been just
Mm-hmm.
1-1. You know, you could have been just 1-1 just cause of one hit away from fucking winning. Now
Yeah.
you're two now they're 2-0, and so now for them to win, for the enemy to win, they only need one win. But
Mm-hmm.
for DRX to win, they need freaking three more wins back to back without the other guy even winning one.
Yeah.
And so nobody really had like faith in them, because like dude, imagine being deaf, bro. You're probably like destroyed, man. Like you're I don't think you're gonna be in the right mentality to like kind of like bring
The
yourself back.
momentum.
Yeah, bring
Yeah.
yourself back and like kind of win these next three. But somehow these motherfuckers managed to do it. They win three three
Oh,
games
oh,
in a
oh.
row, and then they
Yeah.
yeah, then they move on, bro. Then they move on.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think yeah, and then after winning against Tess, that was just the quarterfinals, bro. That was not even the semifinals. That was just the quarterfinals. Now in the semis, I think they had to go against fucking Genji. And Genji is
Samsung.
such a weird team, man. They're like one of the most dominant teams ever. They're still so dominant, but only they're dominant everywhere else but fucking Worlds, bro. They they always like in their domestic league, they're like back to back champions. They're winning the spring, they're winning the summer. There's
Yeah.
another international event called MSI, and they also
Mm-hmm.
like win that they have won twice in a row now. Like they won this year, I think they won last year too. Or maybe they didn't win last year, but they do well on that as well. But in Worlds, dude, they always somehow manage to fucking choke
Choke.
right
Yeah.
at either quarters or semis. They have never reached, or not they,
Finals.
cause Samsung Galaxy has, right. But ever since Shobi's been there, or like ever since they have kind of renamed them to Genji, they haven't been able to even reach finals. I don't think they have always
Mm.
just been semis and quarterfinals. Like Chobi like underperformed so much that his nickname becomes Choki, bro.
I think you told me about this.
His nickname's literally Choki, bro. I mean,
So I
he's
can
still
kind
a
of imagine what happened with them and DRX.
yeah. DRX 3 wants them somehow, bro. Cause like
What the fuck?
it doesn't make sense. Like the whole year throughout, like Genji is like kicking their ass, bro. Genji is always kicking their ass. I don't think they had. I
In
don't think
domestics.
DRX. Yeah, DRX. I don't think they had even won like one game against them. Maybe they had. I don't. I don't fully know that too well. But Genji's like the top, like the father, in like the domestic. But the moment world happens, they collapse.
They become yeah.
Yeah. So
So I guess who's in the finals then?
yeah, so then DRX win 3-1 and make it to finals, only to meet fucking
T1.
T1, who has finally come from like 17, like 5 years of drought to find out their own, like, so like there's like a big storyline going on both sides, right? There's a big storyline. T1 trying to make their legacy, like their dynasty, reviving their own dynasty again, right? Coming back
Yep.
from like a long period. And DRX, like Deft
Well,
finally like getting his first world win after like so long, because Deft had also made like all the way to semis or like other things like way back in the day. Like he's always also like been very close to winning that, but he hasn't. So it's like a
yeah, I'm
underdog.
sure there's whole YouTube fucking documentaries about this. I was gonna say they can
Dude,
make a movie off
there
of this,
is.
but
If
like,
you want
yeah,
to,
yeah.
there's this guy called GV99 who's made like a 4 hour worth of story of the
Jesus
four
Christ.
4 hour worth of story of uh, T1 rather than T1 Direct, Faker and Deft, like covering like
Okay.
both of their story in a 4 hour epic. It's very nice. But other
Yeah.
than it, there's all the other stories too that you can go through. But yeah, so and this game is like the one of the best world's finals ever, bro. It was I kind of fell asleep. I'm so sad I missed it. Like it was, dude, it was, we were trying to watch it together. Do you remember? We're trying to
No,
watch
I
it
remember you
together,
told me about
and
this.
then
Yeah. Yeah.
you were in the veranda or balcony with like, I don't know, with some other people. You were just chilling. And I was in the room later. I came into the room, and then as I was watching, I just fell asleep. But but
So I can
then I
imagine. My
later,
guess is T1 wins, right?
no, bro, 2022 T1 loses.
Oh
2022
fuck.
T1 loses, Deft wins, bro. Do you remember?
DRX wins.
DRX wins. Deft like they pull off like a insane underdog story, like a
That's
insane world
crazy.
runs like in the history, bro. Like nobody has
Wait,
ever went. Yeah, go on.
my question is after that they're not the fourth seed on their org anymore, are they? They have to be at that point. Then like they move up.
Uh, no, cause fourth seed is usually determined by like your current season. It's not about like
Oh
it's
my
not, yeah.
god.
So like so I think
So worlds
after
mean nothing.
huh?
The fuck?
So
What do you mean? I feel like worlds. I would have thought worlds had a bigger impact on the season following, but you're saying like it's
no,
just
cause
how you
yeah,
because
cause domestic.
every I get it because even the domestic like your ranking on your season is different every time because you have to compete again, right?
Yeah, yeah, because domestic is like different, right? Like it's like completely independent from like the international, because like you gotta just
Yeah, yeah.
you just go in.
I imagine the strategies and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, and
Yeah,
league, yeah,
it's a
like
different
new
state.
patch, new champions, new items. It's always changing, so
Oh,
that's why it's also
yeah.
insane
That's
to
why it
think.
makes it so hard to go back to back. Yeah,
Yeah, it's also insane to think like that this happened. 15, 16, 13, and if you, I don't know
yeah.
if you know, but like 23, T1 comes back, they fucking win it.
Four.
24,
Yeah.
T1 makes it back to finals, they fucking win it. It's
25.
insane. Like this is 10 years after like the first, bro. Like 20.
Their peak. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or their supreme.
Faker is still here. It's not like a completely new T1. Faker is still playing here. You know.
And he's the one who doesn't he? Isn't he a
He,
team lead or something or
yeah,
captain?
he's the captain. He's the captain. Like the main team is surrounded by him as like the sole, not the sole, but the veteran, and like the four like new young hyper carries. The new like new blood of this the era, I
He's the
guess,
season 4
of
coach.
this.
I guess the question then becomes who's winning this year then?
Yeah, yeah. I think that's what you asked. I just went on this whole ass.
No, no, that's fine. This is
Yeah.
good. This is good. So I need to hear your opinion. If you want to take a little bit longer, I'm down. But what is your thought?
I think so. Like now, there's like a whole storyline now. So there is T1 who made it back to finals, and the new finalist this year is KT. Okay,
KT.
KT. KT to get here, they have their own crazy storyline. But similar to DRX, um, KT in the semifinals went against Gen G.
Hmm.
Went against
The
Gen G.
Chooky.
And Gen G is like the most dominant they have ever been. That's the crazy thing. They are the most dominant they have ever been. This season in the domestic season, they went like 26 wins to like one loss, bro. Like 26 wins to
And
one
that's
loss against like SKT, against like HL, against like the top
bro.
teams of like. and they even win the MSI, this like other international event. They just also just won that. They won that against
Wait, my
T1.
question is, oh yeah, my question is, I was gonna say like during these domestic and I guess MSI as well, how well does T1 usually perform?
Oh, T1 recently has been performing pretty well. MSI, they were in the grand final against Gen G, so it was Gen G versus
Yeah,
T1
so they
this.
obviously, yeah,
Yeah.
they did
So
well.
T1 this year has been also pretty strong.
Okay.
T1 has been pretty strong, but like what usually like the storyline of what usually follows is by the end as the world is starting, they like T1 starts looking weaker. They start looking weaker, and as the world
Yeah,
starts, the earlier stage, they're still kind of looking weak, and like everybody's
it's
like
like
kind
getting
of,
hyped right
yeah,
up.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Everybody's like doubting them. They're like, oh, I don't think T1's gonna make it to world this time,
How the fuck can you
like for a
doubt them
final
though, bro?
this.
Like I'm gonna
I
be
know,
honest,
yeah, but like,
23,
yeah, exactly,
24.
exactly. You can't like, but like everybody's like doubting them in a way because like there's like you kind of see them playing weak, or like you start seeing some flaws earlier on, but it's just
Mm.
like I feel like it's the same script, bro. They start looking weak, everybody doubts them, and then they're kind of doing poorly until like a fucking quarters or semis hit, and they know, oh, it's a do die moment, and they fucking level up. They completely destroy the team, and then destroy their enemy, and then they just keep leveling up, and then they're here at the finals, right? So T1 has been doing fairly well, but like it's always like around the worlds is like still I don't know, T1's looking weak, and then T1's just powers up and he's here.
You did just tell me like how rare it is, even separately, for a single team to win multiple times in
Yeah,
Worlds.
yeah,
So,
bro.
so going by that logic, are you saying that if T1 happens to win another one, this will be the first time in history that
Yeah,
the same team has won three in a row?
three in a row. Yeah, it's a historic three-peat. Yeah, it's a historic three-peat. Everybody's like the main like narrative is like, is T1 gonna win the first three-peat? Like, is T1 gonna complete their three-peat, or is like the KT underdogs gonna finally win this Telecom War? So
And
T
sorry, I
yeah,
interrupted you, but yeah. So what did you? Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say, so like the history here is like between T1 and KT, they
Mm.
got a long fucking over 20 years of history between each other.
You didn't
They're
fucking mention anything so far about KT. What do you mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah. It's a complete, yeah. Because I was gonna mention, that's why it's like a very insane thing that, because and KT and T1. I'm saying T1, but T1's original name, I don't know if you know, is SKT T1.
I didn't know SKT. I didn't know it was fucking T1.
Yeah, SKT and T1 are the same thing until yeah,
Yeah.
13, 15, 16, they were all known as SKT. Yeah, right.
Mm.
And this 2022, 2020, or 23, 24, 25, this is when the T1.
T1.
Yeah, so they just removed the name SKT and just kept the T1 part for some
Yeah.
reason. But yeah, so like this is the SKT era, and now this is right now is like the T1 era, the T1 Dynasty.
Mm.
It's the same team, but it's like a two different dynasty
Different
in a
names.
way. Yeah,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So SKT and KT, they are the two fucking telecom company of Korea. SKT and KT, they are the
Oh,
two telecom big companies. Genji is
so that's what
also,
you meant by history.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that. But like on top of that,
Mm.
they both like Korea is like the Korea is like um Korea is a country that kind of actually is like big into esports. They support like the esports scene quite heavily, right? So
Yeah.
knowing that SKT and KT, like these telecom companies, both kind of had made their own like investment into esports, right? So even before League was there, they both had like a esports team for Brood Wars, StarCraft, StarCraft Brood
Oh,
Wars. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I remember Aatrox's recent video talked about it. You know how like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw the chess one.
Uh, maybe not. I don't think I've seen.
Basically, Russia for like the
Oh
Soviet
yeah, yeah,
Union for a long
yeah, yeah, yeah,
time
yeah, yeah, yeah.
dominated chess,
Yeah. And
and
Korea
Aatrox was like,
dominated
yeah, Korea
StarCraft, bro.
start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Go
Korea
ahead.
and So in StarCraft, SKT and KT,
Yeah.
both of them had like their own like insane
Right.
players. SKT
Oh yeah.
had, I don't know what SKT had. I forgot his name. Boxer, I think. Was it Boxer? Boxer or something. And
Okay.
KT
Yeah.
At first, KT had like a his uh I forgot his name. Some player like who was also pretty insane, but he would always lose against Boxer. He will always be like eternal second, right? Like always coming second. So KT would always be losing against SKT for a while, but then KT, because they are still pretty rich company. They had like about 90% apparently share of like the
Mhm.
telecoms, like the phone of like the Korea. So they're still pretty rich. So they recruited like a this insane player called Flash in in and Flash was apparently god of fucking StarCraft. Like
Okay.
yeah, Flash was like so good at Flash. So good at Flash was so good at StarCraft that he'll just keep winning against like SKT. Finally, like giving KT like their first like trophies and stuff.
Ace. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So so even earlier from then, this like rival there was already this like set rivalry, and it was like known as the Telecom Wars because these were two like you can see in their name SKT and KT. They were like the telecom companies, and they had their own like a rivalry within the esport. So eventually, eventually StarCraft kind of like dies out, and leagues come in its place, and 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 Korea being like the very heavily in esport, they go each of them both like get their get their league esport team, right?
Mm-hmm.
KT
Yeah, yeah.
and SKT. So
At the time.
SKT, yep, SKT and KT. So here, like a big difference happens. SKT strike gold, right? Like they get fucking Faker in their
They
team.
get Faker,
They get
yeah.
Faker in their team, and so like at the beginning, maybe before Faker was there, KT also had like a pretty strong team, right? They had Score, they had fucking what was his name? They had Ryu. Oh my god, Ryu. Do you know the clip, like the Z clip against Faker and Ryu?
Right? I'm like, even though I only have a mat on the floor, I think he's in the bed. Oh, Faker maybe in trouble here. Deathmark tries to clean it up for Ryu. Oh, look at the cleanse, look at the moves. Faker, what was that? Faker with a huge play, the QSS.
But it's like the most iconic clip, and that happened during the finals, like a regional finals between these two teams. Like
This year?
not this year, but
Or was it back then?
back in like
I see, I see. Okay, okay, okay.
2014 or 13, I think.
Okay,
Like
okay,
in
okay.
the earlier days of. So even within league, right? Like the rivalry keeps continuing. Like them
Mm-hmm.
two team, like every time them two team meet up, it always goes like to like fucking five whole games. It's like best of three, but it always is like a banger series and always goes up to five. But even though
Okay.
does go up to five, it's always most of the time SKT does end up winning on top, and KT is like just most of the time losing. There's only been like few times where KT has come across them, but like even then SKT somehow like ends up going to Worlds and then like ends up winning the Worlds, and then KT is like just ends up losing anyways. So far SKT has clearly been like the better winner in this like a
Matchups. Yeah.
long fight against the Telecom Wars. So now
The Telecom War.
finally in this year 2025, where KT was like doing like they were not doing horribly, but like they were getting bullied by almost every other team in the domestic. So like them even getting here to the world scene, there was a regional match where they had to fight against Gen G, right? This is not in finals. This is like in the domestic KT versus Gen G, and Gen G has been like so dominant, right? Like I told you, 26-1. Nobody was expecting Gen G to fucking lose this match. Nobody was expecting that at all. But somehow KT, I don't know what the fuck they were on, but they somehow, you know, curb stomp not curb stomps. It was a fucking close match. It was a very close match, and somehow they can end up coming up top and they win against Gen G, and that that qualifies them to the world straight up. If they hadn't win that match against Genji, they were not gonna be here. They're not gonna be here, and nobody was expecting them to win this match. So nobody was expecting them to be at Worlds at all, right? So somehow magically they decided to wake up that day and win against Genji, and now they have kind of climbed all the way, got out of the Swiss stage, got out, win in quarterfinals, they went against Genji again, and then they destroyed them one more time somehow. Because the funny thing is, this bottom match in the regionals, right, Boshe? Hello, wait, have I been talking to myself? Are you there? Maybe I have been talking to myself. I did pander too long. Uh, I'll just still continue, I guess. The funny thing was, Genji went to lower bracket this time. Went to lower brackets. They destroyed. Who did they fight against in lower brackets? T1. Yeah, they won against T1. Then they win against KT. Won against Hanwha Life in the upper finals. Lost against Hanwha Life. Went to lower finals, and then Genji completely curb stomped them 3-0, I think. So KT completely falls off, but they still qualify for Worlds. And now at Worlds, they have somehow managed to come all the way to semis, meet Genji again. It's about win against Genji, and now finally at they're at finals with SKT. It's crazy. Also, I really wish I could just show you the video of Jibe about KT, and it truly gives you like an idea of like how unlucky the team has been, because there has been so many moments that KT would have been able to make Worlds, that they were like still the top team, but they were not able to make just because of stupid rules back in those days. Uh, the history is strong, man, and then freaking BDD and the team, the KT team, cause score. Oh my god, the score isn't playing right now, but he's the coach. Hello, are you there? He's gone, bro. How could you leave me in my middle of my intense explanation? How do I get to chat? Yeah, but that's basically the history of KT versus T1. And ultimately, I think the question was who am I rooting for, right? I kind of like save changes. Probably not. Do I want to save? Sure, I'll save it. Save it as Worlds 2025 jumbled mess. The question is, who's gonna win, KT or T1? Who am I rooting for? And I think if it was any other team, if it was any other team other than KT, I was gonna go for T1 100%. I was rooting for T1 3P, and I still am I still am rooting for them a little bit, right? But I really think I'm wishing for KT for this one. KT has KT has like surmounted almost every it's like an insane run. This is like a DRX Cinderella run, but like they have been also so dominant this time. KT. Also, they have gotten easy teams to fight against, but still, they made it all the way to finals. And also, Genji and weren't easy. Didn't they also beat AL? I think they beat AL too. But I think I'm rooting for KT. But the motto, there's a saying about KT is don't get excited about KT. KT always does this where like they are always somehow they end up doing like really well and like moving pretty far into like a championship. There has been moments and everybody gets their fans and everyone gets excited about them, and always they fucking disappoint. They fucking go down to the gutters. Not down to gutters, but they always kind of end up losing in the critical moment. So like the saying is, you never get excited about KT. If you just get excited, you kind of jinx yourself and jinx them. So so you gotta support the other team, you know. So I'm just gonna kind of, I support T1. I'm not gonna be mad if T1 wins. I'm not gonna be mad if any of this team wins, but I'm in more favor of KT over T1 for this year. But I would love to see T1 because T1 has Doran now, bro. Zeus fucking left because of some drama, but like Zeus left. Now Doran is there, and I'd love to see Doran winning it because Doran was part of the same team as Chovy. Oh my god, there's so many storylines. Fuck. I don't mind. KT, but I don't mind if T1 wins. Both of them great picks. It's like it's win-win. It's win-win. Also, have you been there? I can't hear you at all. Have you have you been listening? Give me a sign, please. Give me a sign. Give me a sign. But yeah, the answer is I don't mind if either of the team wins. It's a win-win. But I am rooting for KT a little bit more than T1.